ahead and kind of get into this, and then we'll just, as people filter in, they'll filter in. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us tonight. This is a SWENext Connect session. We are going to be making digital vision boards tonight and then kind of doing a debrief. If you were not at the last session that happened, my name's Annalise. I work with SWE Outreach, and I moderate all the SWE sessions. And if you've been getting any emails or correspondence in the Google Classroom, it's been for me. So nice to meet you if we have not interacted before now. I'm gonna share my screen so that we can go over some things for tonight. Okay, let me hop over. Okay, so tonight we're doing SWENext Connect, mapping your STEM pathway. As I said at the top, we're going to be like making some digital vision boards. Okay, and as always, just a quick thank you to our sponsors. Our sponsors are Honda and Start Small. All right, so has anybody in here heard of like what vision boards are? Have you ever heard of one? Have you ever made one before? You can put it in the chat if you want. Because I can't see the chat. Mary, has anybody made a vision board before?
It looks like a few people have, and they've heard of it if they haven't made one.
Heard of it, yep.
Cool.
Yeah, at least 10 people.
All right, amazing. So basically, for those of you who haven't heard of a vision board before or haven't made one, it's like a different method of goal setting. So it's more of a visual style of goal setting. You basically collect pictures or phrases. You can sometimes put, if it's digital like ours will be, you could put links in there. But basically, it's just like collecting all these visuals of your goals and putting them on a page. And usually, like, you could print it out, or usually you put a vision board somewhere that you would see it every day, so that it is like kind of subconscious goal setting, because you see it and you're constantly reminding yourself visually of the things that you want to achieve. So we're going to be doing that visually tonight, or digitally, sorry. You'll be able to make your vision board either in a Google Doc, a Word document, Canva. You could do it in a PowerPoint slide. And we'll be focusing on kind of having some visual goal setting done around post-secondary education or college and career. Basically, how we'll go about that is everybody's gonna get split up into breakout rooms. You'll have some questions you guys can ask each other to get yourself started. And then in whatever platform works best for you, you will start building your vision board, and you can pull images off of Google. If you have like other pictures that you already possess, you could put those on there as well. And you can put words on there. And then at the end, we'll kind of be able to do a debrief of if you were surprised by anything that you felt drawn towards putting on your vision board. And we can kind of do some sharing. And after we go through these slides, we'll show some examples just so you guys kind of know what it would look like. But some things to keep in mind when making your vision board, just like, especially since we're talking about like college or career goals, one thing you could be thinking about when you're choosing pictures or how, like, the things you want to have on your board are like, in an ideal world, how do you imagine your college experience? What kind of experience do you want to have? Do you see yourself being involved in a lot of clubs? Do you want to go to a big school, a small school? Do you kind of have an idea already of what you want to major in? Do you want to have a minor? Just some of those things. And so, for example, like if you have a dream college in mind, you could go find some pictures of their college campus or like maybe their school logo, and you could put that on your vision board. If there are clubs you want to join in college, like say you really love playing volleyball now and you want to play in college, you could, put pictures of volleyball as like a reminder that maybe you want to join an intramural league or something like that. Some other questions that or things to keep in mind about like maybe how you'd want to have your career goals visualized, or like how do you want your workday structured? Do you want to be working in person or remote? Have like work flexibility. Some of those things could be represented in, you could put in office space, or if you want to have a job where you get to work outside, then you could get pictures of people working outside, things like that. And then another thing also, just with keeping in mind and thinking about what aspects you want kind of have as goals about what you want your life to be like in the future. You know, keep in mind, like if you were to meet your future self, what traits, achievements, or skills would you be proud if your future self had? So for example, maybe one passion you have right now is writing. And even though you have like an interest in STEM, like you still want to have writing be a part of your life as you get older. You could always put like pictures of pens, paper, writing, maybe like winning a Pulitzer Prize or something like that. Maybe have a publishing company that you really like. You can put pictures of those things, because all the vision board kind of helps us be able to see like what's really important to us in like a visual space. So those are just some things to keep in mind broadly. When you guys all get split up into your breakout rooms, these are just some good starter questions that you all can ask yourselves and kind of have some conversation around before you get started. Like, what post-secondary education are you interested in? Do you want to attend a four-year university? Are you maybe more interested in community college or vocational school? What kind of school do you want to attend? Are you more drawn towards like maybe a smaller school? Do you want to have like a large campus community vibe? Do you want to attend a private school? Are internships something that's important to you in college? Do you want to live in a specific state or city for college or post-grad? What do you want your work environment to be like? Do you want to work remote, in person, office-based, outside? And then, you know, are there any areas of STEM that you're currently drawn to? Or maybe if you don't have a specific field, like what is it about STEM that you enjoy? Is it building things? Is it kind of taking things apart, problem solving? Just some things like to have some discussion around to help guide what kind of pictures you want to go get and how you want to build out your vision board. And then really quick, we'll show some examples. I'll start with two that I have. Hold on. If anybody has any questions, also feel free to put them in the chat now, because I know like this is kind of like a lot of information. So if you have any questions about the vision boards, feel free to ask.
I could share mine, Annalise, while you're looking for yours.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Mary Zeiss. I'm a volunteer leader for SWE. SWE is made up, 40,000 members, and there's only maybe 40 people at SWE headquarters, maybe 50, and all the rest are volunteer leaders for SWE, and that's what I am. I am a part of the SWENext programs committee, working on what kind of programming SWEnexters might like. So this is my vision board. So that's me at about age 16. I was in 11th grade. And as I thought of my future, what I wanted to do is take as many science classes as I possibly could in high school, because I really wanted to be prepared for college. I wanted to graduate from high school, so that's the graduation picture. I wanted to go to the University of Pittsburgh here in Pittsburgh. This is their Cathedral of Learning. It's the iconic building on campus. I knew I was going to be studying hard. I was ready for that, and I know that's what I wanted to do. And I started as a commuter student. In fact, I was a commuter student the entire time. And so part of my vision was to eventually buy a car. And in fact, by my senior year, I was finally able to buy a car. But what I wanted to be was a chemical engineer, because I loved my chemistry class. I was very much into girl power. I have 5 brothers, and so I wasn't about to let the boys push me around. Either in college or in the workplace. And I knew that was going to be part of my future, is is helping other women succeed in STEM. And frankly, I wanted to make a lot of money. I grew up lower middle class, and I wanted to be self-sufficient and independent. And I knew engineering was a good way to do that because engineering pays really well. And so that actually was a part of why I wanted to go into engineering, is to really get to be financially independent. So that's my vision board.
No, that looks great. No, that's a perfect example. As you guys can see, you like Mary explained, like just gathering pictures that kind of represent the goals you have, some of the things you want. Yeah, really great. I'll share mine, and then Han, you can show yours. Go. Here we go. So this vision board is kind of like an example of like education and some career goals. This is just an example. So if you were someone who maybe was interested in going to college in Chicago, here are some pictures of like 3 of the universities that are in Chicago or in the Chicago area. There's Northwestern, the University of Chicago, and then Loyola. Got a picture of people throwing some grad caps in the air to represent, graduation. I kind of mentioned this earlier, but if you wanted to have put like a focus on having a minor, or maybe you have like a side passion, I wrote down in here like to get a minor in creative writing, and then like representing those goals with like having maybe a goal is to get a Pulitzer Prize from that side passion. And another thing, like Mary's was a lot of pictures, which you can go either way. Like I put some words on here. If you feel like you want to have something written down, just as a reminder, you can put words on yours, or else it can be purely pictures. It's honestly whatever feels best for you. But I kind of like having stuff written down. So I put some of the basic main points of this vision board in a box here. So for an example, like get a degree in environmental engineering, put some pictures of outside work, get a minor in creative writing. We've got Pulitzer Prize. Maybe you want to study abroad in college. So put a picture of France, like as a reminder that you want to study abroad in France. And then if you have a specific place you want to move to that maybe works for your just life goals or career goals, you could put pictures of that location. And yeah, so it's just another example of we've got words saying what we want, we've got pictures saying what we want. You can change the color of the background for whatever setup you have. The pictures can be in whatever layout you want. I would make it, however, is like the most appealing to your personal eye. Because I'll stop sharing and we can see Han's, but Han had printed hers out. And so one thing that you guys can do if you don't want to keep yours digitally is when you complete it, you can save it as a PDF, print it, and hang it somewhere that you'll see it every day, just as like a really easy visual reminder. So Han, if you want to show yours and what you made.
So this is it's going to be really hard to see. Okay. You see
Why
part
don't
of
you
it.
try unblurring?
Yeah. Well, we can do this for now. So I have it in quadrants. So I have a quadrant for some personal goals, which is up here. So I have in here that I want to apply to be a SWE fellow next year. And I also want to be promoted to a principal member next year. So those are some of my personal goals for achieving something next year. I also have over here on the left side or right side, I also have a plan to take a vacation in Japan next year. So that's a goal for me to finally take my husband to Japan. I've been there many times, but he has not. So that'll be a great thing for us to do together. I also have a whole bunch of words here of, things that are important to me. So my family, my friends, SWE is very important to me. Outreach is important to me, as well as my faith, so my church. And also, another organization I volunteer with is Junior Achievement. So that's, something for me to always have focus, even though I do many other things, I want to focus on that. And then also some work goals. So I have some planned work areas that I plan on going to Japan, several places in Japan for work next year. So that's an area here where I have Nagasaki as well as Yokohama, and the ship that I'll be working on. So.
That looks great. Thanks, Han. Yeah, so as you can see, even all three of our vision boards were like, I mean, similar in how like we all had pictures and phrases and like goals, you know, things representing goals, dreams, wishes. But all, I mean, visually also kind of done in different styles. So you don't have to do it like Hans was more like done horizontally. So if you want to do yours horizontally, you can. Mary's was horizontal too because it's in a PowerPoint. So pretty much like you can put whatever your personal flair on it, you know, your taste, any like aesthetic look that you like, colors, like just make it, feel free to like put your personality in how you design your board. And like I said before, just make it kind of look in a way that if like you'd be happy to look at it every day. Like it has images that seeing them, it makes you happy and makes you feel motivated and inspired. Before we get into breakout groups, does anyone have any questions at all? No? Okay. Well, all right. Well, give me 1 second. I'm going to get you guys all split up. And then feel free to, like I said, do some debrief questions just so you guys can, as a group, maybe get some ideas flowing about what you want to put on your boards. And then Mary, Han, and I will be kind of just bouncing around in different groups to check on you all, see if you have any questions. And we'll have 30 minutes in there, and then we will come back and do a debrief. Welcome back, everybody. All right. Okay, I think everybody should be back. I hope that that was fun and you guys had a good time getting your vision boards made and kind of thinking about your future and what you want it to look like. We'll kind of just use this like last portion of the session to do some group like debrief and discussion over your vision boards. Like I said before, I'll go ahead and put that link in the chat. It's also in your Google Classroom, but you'll have until everything I'm saying right now will be posted in the Google Classroom in case you forget. But you'll have until the end of the day, Friday, to upload a PDF of your vision board into this Drive folder that I just dropped the link to in the chat. Like I said, that link is also in Google Classroom, and it'll be put in a post after today in Google Classroom. But that'll be a way that you can kind of see other people's vision boards. What's nice about being able to see what other people put on their boards is that it might give you ideas to things that you didn't know you were interested in, similarly to just regular goal sharing. But what we'll do now is we can kind of have a discussion about kind of what you all focused on with your boards. If anybody wants to share what theirs looks like, you can always share your screen. Just raise your hand first and we can call on you. But let's start with, were any of you surprised with what you were drawn to putting on your board? Like, did you have like a particular college in mind, or were you kind of surprised of where you ended up with what kind of schooling you put on your vision board? You can either put it in the chat or you can raise your hand and speak. Kind of knew your goals already. Do a lot of you feel like that was the case? You kind of, if let's take that, like if you already knew your goals already, did creating this vision board kind of bring to light maybe out of those goals you already knew you had, kind of which of those were most important to you? Like, did you find yourself prioritizing like any specific two or three goals over other ones that you had? Reading some stuff in the chat.
Why don't you do a thumbs up if you felt like you already knew your goals? Do you know how to get down that reaction and then do a thumbs up? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
See that, Danity, you said that you hadn't thought about going to a UC school, and then after hearing other people talk about it, it kind of changed your mind. Did anybody else have anything where after the group discussion, you can put a thumb up if you want, with the emoji, or put it in the chat. Did anything that you guys talked about in the group kind of sway your goals at all? Did you feel like your goals were kind of changed based off of any group discussion? See, Michaela, you put in the chat, you realize that you're not that sure about what college you want to go to yet, and you focus on your main interest, study abroad, internships. I think that's good. I think like a lot of times knowing if you're not quite sure what school you want to go to, I think knowing what you want to get out of your college experience, or like what is important to you about your college education or what you want it to be, that can help narrow down those options when you're looking at applying to colleges. Claire said you're surprised at how filled in your board feels, and as a junior, you feel like you already have so much left to figure out. Makes you feel a little bit better. Yeah, I feel like that's the nice thing about these two, is that if you feel a little bit directionless, like the vision board truly is like a visual way to show you that like you might have more figured out or laid out than you realize you do. And that can kind of help bring a sense of security, as well as, you know, kind of like visually showing you what you truly value. Yeah. Did any of you kind of end up putting a heavier mix of like side interests or passions? Like I see some people putting things about traveling. You can put a thumbs up if you had more of a mix of personal and educational or career, if you felt like it was a pretty even mix between those two. Yeah, I'm seeing some thumbs. Yeah. I think that's good. Our like, you know, we've kind of talked about it, I believe in our like previous SHLA session, it was kind of discussed about how, you know, our STEM pathways and our journeys through our careers, they involve like pockets, and they're varied because, you know, we are all very like different people with different interests, and those interests, even if they're not STEM related, they do impact our career paths and like the ways we choose to reach our goals. So I think it's really important to, you know, listen to and acknowledge those other interests that you have, because I think they're really impactful on where you end up and how you get there. Seeing some stuff, you did a lot about music and seeing a lot of mix about like personal interests with career goals, varied pictures as well. Yeah, I think that's good. I feel like that's good to kind of, maybe it's like telling about kind of what you're interested in. Me, does anybody want to share any of their vision boards at all?
All right, Margaret raised her hand.
Yeah, Margaret, I think you should, let me double check. You should be able to share your screen.
Okay, let me try that.
Nice. Can everybody see this?
Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah, this looks great, Margaret. Do you want to kind of talk about why you chose, what pictures you chose? And kind of, if you want to talk a little bit about what they mean to you as far as your education and career pathway?
Yeah, so I like in high school have been really involved in like research and like maintaining astronaut health and like growing plants in space. So in undergrad, I kind of want to continue that path with focusing on biomedical engineering, in the sense that like maybe nano drugs that can help astronauts, or maybe just people in general, or designing like devices that can fit on just onto your skin. It's non-invasive and can monitor your vitals or something like that. So that's kind of like what these 4 items were trying to solve. And then these
Mhm.
two represent my interest in space in general. So I still kind of want to do work on that. Plants, just because I like agriculture, so kind of also want to continue that in undergrad, maybe join a club or two. So after my biomedical engineering degree, I kind of want to go into medicine. This is kind of like signified with the symbol here. And I kind of want to focus on brain research as well as utilizing space in order to create organs. That has been research that's already been going on. Like there's a doctor in California who's working on creating a liver using microgravity. So I thought that's pretty cool. You know, maybe when I'm going to med school, they'll have something like that I can do research on. And after med school, I wanted to kind of do a mix between medicine and engineering, and
Mhm.
help astronauts with designing devices that astronauts can use as they go on to space missions, like to Mars and so on. So yeah.
That's great. Yeah, no, I think this is wonderful. This is such a great way to like truly see all of your different interests and your goals. And it looks really nice. Great job.
Thank you.
Uh, yeah. Let's see. I've got some other hands up. Shreya, what do you want to share your screen and share your vision board?
Yeah, let me get this up.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
Now we can.
Okay. So mine's it's a little cluttered, but I have a lot going on in my normal life. So this sort of reflects that in a way. I sort of made mine about like I sort of split it into two halves. So like what I want for my future, but also like who I am now, which I like characteristics I want to keep for the future. So I started working bottom up, which is why like the top is still not completely finished.
That's okay.
The first thing was I definitely want a golden retriever after college. So I was like, I need to put that on there because dogs are adorable. And yeah.
Mhm.
I also have pictures of class of 2024 and class of 2028 because I'm graduating this upcoming school year. And so I know I want to graduate from high school and from college. Um, I have a picture over here. This is supposed to represent biomedical engineering and then maybe a potential field career in med school. But I'm also really interested in electrical engineering right now. So I have that up there too. And of course, I want to be part of SWE through and through. On this
Mhm.
side, I have these which represent my love for Taekwondo. I definitely don't want to, I mean, I definitely want to continue that throughout college and then after. And then this represents my love for reading, which I never want to lose, my love for coffee, my love for music, my love for new languages, and sticky notes, which obviously I want to keep all of those. And then over here, I just have some like aesthetic pictures that like made me happy too. And then I also want to pursue some stuff in AI because it's really new and I have a lot of different thoughts on it. So I definitely want to put that out there too. But the
Yeah.
biggest thing is this picture right here because it's sort of small. I have to make it bigger, but it's that my main goal, regardless of what I do, is that I would just want to help people with STEM. So yeah.
No, I think that's great. This looks so good. And I also love, like, I'm sure we'll see as we see more and more people's, but I just love how all of these, it's such a great way to see everybody's personality. And I mean, it's like all of your goals for each of you individually, like just put on a page. And I think this is really great. Thank you so much for sharing, Shreya. All right. Um, Michaela, do you want to go next?
I can go next. Go in present mode. Okay, so this is my vision board. I have, I guess, more like short-term goals on my vision board. So starting from the left, it's a car because I want to learn how to drive, hopefully like this year or early next year. And I want to get my license so I can be able to drive. And then the globe is because I like traveling. So I want to travel hopefully all 7 continents one day. And then the like cathedral is actually like a cathedral in Spain. And I really want to visit Spain either in college for study abroad or like post secondary or like just as a trip with my family. And then above is like the books because I really like reading and I want to get back into reading more. And then on the far right, on the top, it's like the wood shop because that's actually how I like got interested in engineering. So I want to like keep using like wood tools and like also just get better at that. And I can like see in the future as a career, hopefully having something like that as a career, like where I'm able to like use the tools and like have hands-on stuff. And then the bottom is just graduating from high school and then college and like maybe even graduate school. That's it.
Yeah, this looks great, Michaela. And I think it's okay. I guess we didn't talk about this, but it's okay for these vision boards, like you kind of said, a little bit more shorter term goals, because sometimes you don't know what you're gonna like how you want your goals to be or what you're gonna want in the future until you get a little bit further. So this was great. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Arushi, do you want to share yours?
Sure. Okay, so this is my vision board. My like background is based on like my love for photography. I really enjoy it. I'm taking a course in school for it right now. And then here's me teaching CAD to a FTC robotics team. Because I really enjoy doing that too, so I wanted to make an impact in a way. Here's me with like my robotics team, and I like really want to like continue robotics as I go to college. I enjoy painting a lot. I like have painted like many canvases. I want to go to school like in my like two major choices are Purdue or local college, University of Cincinnati. And then I really enjoy Chinese culture and the language, and I want to like learn it in college. I like to travel, and I want to like in college, I want to have like do a lot of co-ops, which are like internships, but you get paid. And then I love math also.
This was also yeah, this is great.
Oh,
I
and then
really, oh, I'm so sorry, Arushi, you go.
I forgot. I want to major in mechanical engineering, minor in data analytics.
No, that's great. Like I said before, I really just love seeing how all of you are just have totally different, your boards just all are very individualized, which I think is great. And I like how yours was all set up, Arushi, and it was just, you guys are doing great. These are all so amazing. I'm so proud, so impressed. Let's see. If I pronounce your name wrong, please correct me. Is it Akanksha?
Akanksha, yeah.
Akanksha. I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting me. Do you want to share yours?
Sure.
Cool.
Wait, sorry, hold on.
No, you're good.
I don't know how to zoom. Give me a second.
Yeah. There's I think at the bottom. Oh, you're doing it. You got it.
Okay. All right. This is my vision board. So it's kind of like there's like a lot in it, but basically like I'm kind of split between STEM and like and music. And like STEM related, I want to do like I ultimately want to specialize in like prosthetics. And I've been like really interested in making prosthetics. And like I recently did this thing focused kind of on reproductive health for women. And so that's become like kind of something I want to focus on too, and like creating more accessible devices like for women's reproductive health and stuff. That and like prosthetics. And then like this year I'm in a chemistry class like AP Chem, and I really like it. And so like I don't know what I'm gonna do with it in the future yet, but I put it on my vision board because I hope that maybe one day I can like, learn more about chemistry and just do more with it. And then yeah, just like science and STEM in general is, or like yeah, biomedical engineering. That's like my ultimate goal, but I plan to like go undergrad in mechanical engineering, just because I feel like it will give me like a better base for like, the more machine part of engineering. And then like for the arts part of it, I'm a percussionist and I play the marimba, which is like this picture down here. And this is like DCI, which is like it's like professional marching band, but I'm not gonna get into that. And then I like to write music. And I do dance as well, Bharatanatyam. And so those are just like really really big passions of mine that I've been doing since I was like 4. And so I just want to continue that. And then I have like books here because I like to read, and then like flowers and this blue coral because I like nature and the ocean.
Yes, this is so good. I also really like how you mentioned you put something on your board that you didn't know very much about, but you were interested in learning about it. Like, I think that's another thing that these can be really helpful for, especially, if you were to print it out, or I don't know, you could keep it on your phone, somewhere that you see it every day. It's kind of like this visual reminder of, also pursuing just things you're interested in. Like, it doesn't, these goals are like these visualizations of goals, they don't have to be things that are fully fleshed out. Like, it can be enough of a reminder to be like, I want to learn about that, and like it's enough to keep sparking that interest. Thank you so much for sharing, Akanksha. Do we want to what time we got? Probably have enough time for maybe another one or two. Caitlin, do you want to go?
Yeah, I can share my screen.
Cool.
So this is my vision board. I put some pictures on it and then some words around it, just describing the pictures. So the first one, I guess, is the graduation cap because I want to graduate from college and high school before that. And I also put pictures related to engineering and programming because I want to pursue that. And I'm on a robotics team right now, so I hope to continue that like in the future and in my career. And then I also added some pictures related to the outdoors and running because that's also one of my interests. And I hope to maybe even one day have like a combination between robotics and ecology because I'm really interested in those two things. I also included symbols for FIRST and SWE because I want to continue to be involved in both of those. And then also one quality I want to have is like leadership, helping others, and resilience. So I added a photo for that.
Perfect. This looks so good. Thank you so much for sharing, Caitlin. I think we have time for one more, and then I'll end up doing my closing remarks. Mandira, do you want to share yours?
Yeah, one moment to just share my screen.
Yeah, no, you're good.
This is my dream board. So one of my big things on there is graduating. I'm a high school senior this year. I can't believe that one. So for me, I'm more interested in chemical engineering. I really like my chemistry classes, but I also really like just the idea of collaborating with people and the idea of just an engineering major and job output that kind of fit more with what I wanted to do within the world. I have some of my hobbies on there, like Zion National Park, and because I really want to go around national parks and go hiking through them. I really enjoyed that. I like baking as well quite a bit. And then some of my school options are UMich and Purdue because I am Midwest based. It gets kind of boring out here, but we have some pretty solid engineering schools, I'd like to think. I have a lot of music on there. I'm a big band kid. One of my goals is to perform with a professional orchestra when I'm in college or do a college marching band. I have the UMich marching band in the bottom left corner. And I'm already on towards both of those goals, so hopefully we'll do that. I also have a program called Acing Autism, so I run it locally here at Novi. It's the photo in between the Michigan logo and the marching band photo on the left side. I just like to expand more work with that and continue working with students and children with autism and just being able to meet more people and work with more people within that program. And then I'm also a tennis player. So on above the Purdue sign is actually my friend Allison. She's my teammate. She plays tennis at MIT, and I kind of want to do the same. I would like to play college tennis some point in my life. So that's all I got. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. This looks great. You all did such an amazing job. You can definitely see all of your like individual personalities within them. And I really liked getting to see that you all put kind of like a good mix of, interests outside of what is directly associated with your career goals. Cause kind of like we talked about, I mean, that does make an impact on the decisions you make and just your overall life. So we've pretty much come to the end of this SWENext Connect session. Let me share my screen really quick. There will be, this recording will be it'll be uploaded to YouTube, and like within the next few days, that link will be shared in the Google Classroom. I shared the folder for putting your PDFs in the chat. That's also linked in the classwork tab in Google Classroom, but I'll end up posting a comment in there after this, probably tomorrow, just kind of with some debrief information. So that link to that folder will be in that post as well. There will be knowledge checks and then like a survey associated with this. The knowledge check is not available yet. I'll post it, so you'll know. I'll let you know when it's available, but it's not available yet because it's based off of the session. But share this really quick. This is just a reminder of kind of stuff that we have coming up next. Our next session will be on Monday, November 27th from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. That's the Embracing a Branching STEM Pathways session. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to either post a question in the Google Classroom, or you can email outreach@swe.org and we'll answer your questions. And yeah, thank you so much for attending this session today. Just make sure that by the end of the day, Friday, to like post your PDFs in that folder. And then just at some point, it's usually better to do it sooner than later, but whenever the knowledge check is available, to just go ahead and complete that. But I'll be posting all that information on the Google Classroom. And just let me know, reach out if you have any questions. But thank you so much to all of you for attending tonight. All of your boards look great. You all did amazing work. Yeah, and have a good rest of your night.
Good night.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.